Hey, what's up, guys? This is Team Hard Life Captain Alberto Zertuche, and I'm here at Cole Park Pier. This place is a rebuilt pier. It is my original stomping ground. So when I was a young kid and I used to come out here and fish, I used to come out here on my bike, or I'd come out here, taking the bus and all kinds of things. And one of the things I always dreamt was to be able to put some underwater cameras down here and see what we can see. I'm finally able to do it, so let's see what we can see, guys. Stay tuned.
Gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I gotta learn. I'ma call the whole team.
Now, granted, it ain't the most optimum day to be throwing the underwater. Whoa, what was that? Something already swam by the camera. So here's the thing. It is super windy out here, but it is in the bay, so it's not as crazy as if it would be if we were in a channel area. So it being in the bay, the water here anywhere, or can be in anywhere from like 5 foot to about 12 foot is about the deepest. So I didn't turn on the underwater light so we can see what we're doing. Here I've actually got sea lights on for bait, and I'm also going to be throwing crab. So we'll see what happens, but I am really excited because this is something I've always wanted to see and stuff. So this is also the day that me and my workers, we shut down after our little company Christmas party and our meal, and came out to do a little bit of fishing. So it's going to be pretty exciting seeing what we can see down here, especially since they just reopened this pier. It has been closed down for quite some time, and that's been one of the things that I've noticed when an area like a fishing pier is shut down for an extended period of time. There's always a lot of different kind of fish that start to congregate there, because obviously it is a fishing area that like a breeding ground. Yeah, sorry guys, I ain't had my coffee today, so I'm thinking, well, my son had to remind me. He's an artificial reef, Dad. I was like, yeah, that's it. So with that in mind, like I said, I've got the bait out, and I want to see what is going to happen here. kind of hard to see, but you can see the sandy bottom there off to the right side of the screen. Oh man, I'm wondering how that new upgrade we're about to do to the camera is really going to help our vision on stuff like this. What it is, y'all just gonna have to wait and see, but it's supposed to give us a lot better clarity on the underwater camera and the sunlight that it takes in and what it does with it. So we are really excited. We're waiting for that addition to get here, which will be next week, which means I gotta go testing again, so stay tuned on that. And yep, oh man, this is eating me up. Y'all have no idea. I used to fish that pier from 8 in the morning to about 4 or 5 in the afternoon every day during the summer when I wasn't working or doing my part-time job deal of cutting yards or collecting cans or recycling copper. And that's how I made my living, you know, as a kid. I was always on the hustle, always trying to find new ways to make some money, but I always did it right. And then what I would do is turn around and use it to go buy fishing gear or pay my way to go fishing. And oh yeah, this brings back some memories. So as we roll through, and I'm checking my baits periodically, it's giving us some insight as to how the pier is looking at different sites, because when I go and recast, I move it, you know, around. I don't just keep throwing in the same spot, especially if I'm not getting any hits. And, you know, coming back with empty hook does help let me know that at least something is out there while I'm recording, but it doesn't give me any insight until I actually look at the video footage. And this is my daughter's first big sand trout on the pier, so we're going to throw it on for bait. Maybe we can get lucky and catch a small shark and or a large stingray or even a bull red. Maybe even some big old black drums, because they will go for this type of food as well. So I'm going to keep testing it, keep casting it, and checking it out. And this is from Cole Park. Well, this is nice. It landed in a nice spot where we can kind of see it off camera and kind of in the current or waves that are going on. It ain't really a hard current, as you can see some of the debris going from right to left. And yeah, man, that looks pretty good. Let's see what happens. I want something monster to come up and eat this big old bait right there. And this also gives me an idea too, because we used to come out here as kids and run crab nets. And with the crab net, you just drop it straight down and pull it right back up. There was times that we never got our crab nets back because something down there, and we figured it was a monster stinger that settled on our crab net and wouldn't come up. And we would break the lines trying to pick them up off the bottom, and it was weird, you know. There was nothing to be out there because I've seen it when it was crystal clear water, and you can see all the way to the bottom. So there was no rock, there was no structure, it was just sand. So that was the only thing that I could figure what was going on was, you know, those monster stingrays come up and settled on your bait, and didn't want to let it go. So we'll see what's up on this. So as everything is going down, we are noticing that a lot. Ooh, look at that big old trout. Both of them came up to it at the same time, and definitely took a look at it. I mean, they were stopping. Oh, they're back. There's a couple of them. There's the croaker right there. There's quite a bit of bait fish that have showed up. That's for sure. The only drawback to what's going on is the amount of clarity in the water right now is very, I wouldn't say poor, but it ain't great like the underwater footage from Florida. I don't know if y'all had a chance to see that footage or not, but that was pretty epic, where we had a monster school of croakers come through, and even a flounder attacking the bait, which is pretty awesome. It's very rare that we do get to see monster-sized baits put out there for extended periods of time. But on this one, we're getting to see some pretty good-sized fish come up to our bait and mess with it, and or stop them in their tracks for them to actually take a look at it, which gives us some good insight as to that these fish are swimming along and not just sitting in one place. Also, what I wanted to give y'all a heads up on the videos too, I've got about 11 hours of footage that I've been going through, because everywhere I've been going, I've been putting out the bait cameras as much as I can, because there's so much that I want to get answered. There's so many questions, what I mean on that. Every time we go out and we are catching or don't catch, I mean, is it big schools that we run into? Is it an occasional fish that we run into? Or why aren't we catching fish? Are they just not there? Are they in lockjaw? I mean, there's so many ways to look at this, and we've always gone off of assumptions at best, because when you're not catching, what can you say? They're not biting, and or they're not there. But to really put the cameras to use and to really prove what is really going on is what we're looking for, guys. So welcome to the Hard Life channel. If y'all are new to the channel, I highly recommend y'all turn on that subscription, turn on your notifications, and give us a thumbs up. Let us know. Again, guys, I'm also keeping everybody posted up as to what's going on with me, and right now I'm probably in my 4th or 5th month of having my braces on, so excuse me. Oh wow, that was something. See, and I slowed this way down right now because the bait got sucked up halfway across the screen. Ooh, there's a big old trout. And man, yeah buddy, look at him. He is really trying to rip a piece off that back end of that sand trout. Sorry, I keep seeing these specks fly all over the screen, and it throws us off sometimes, because we have seen a few of those specks fly across the screen at the same time a fish is coming through, and it looks like it's the dot on a redfish as well. And you can see that fish that just swam around the backside right there. Oh, look, there's more fish. There's some bait fish. We've seen pin perch, amongst multiple other types of fish, and it's still pretty cool to see them come in and nip away at the bait and stuff. That looked like a mullet right there, just because he stopped in and all you could see was kind of the eyeball. You couldn't really see nothing else. I was going to slow it down, but the video started out at 1 hour and 30 minutes long. I have gone ahead and cut out the portions of the video camera where there's no bait action, no fish action, and or nothing's going on to where you can even see the bait. I'm trying to make them as best I can with the amount of footage that's out there too, but I also want to keep y'all a heads up of what's going on. What I mean by that is, why are the videos shorter than they normally are? Because y'all gonna hear me say, hey, after 1 hour or something worth of footage, I only got 15 minutes. I was gonna leave it to where you could see the whole thing to really put it out there, but at the same time too, I know what kind of torture it is for me to watch this screen over and over and looking for those little details of those fish flashing in the back and or coming near it. And I want to kind of save y'all a little bit of that pain. I do have to say it has been pretty interesting on this video here, seeing these monster sand trout coming in the camera, stingray, the robin fish, perch, and it's been different, guys. It's pretty cool to see all kinds of different sea life come in front of the camera and do what they do. I mean, you notice they all come up and hit the tail end of the open area instead of going at anywhere on just the bait. That tells you something, guys, that these fish know what they're trying to get after. And you know, I've kind of seen it on the Discovery Channel when they do take down their prey, you know, the lions or whatever. When they get into a certain portion of it, that's where they kind of stick to. They don't want to work harder. They're starting through new skin area and stuff like that. So that may be some food for thought right there, guys. Now I just want to see how wow, man, they're all over this thing, and it is awesome. A bunch of big sand trouts right there, and like I said, those little specks make it look like they're a redfish, but it's not.